So that's how it ends, ladies and gentlemen. Not with a bang, but with a whimper. I am, of course, talking about the final 2 episodes of Velma. This is a review for that show. My name is Brett. I'm here with my co-host on Pop Culture Crisis, Monday through Friday. Would you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, Crisis Actors. It's Mary. Boy, am I relieved that this is the last Velma review until season 2, maybe, possibly.
If season 2
if you guys want that, but I hope that season 2 does happen, and then no one will watch it because its performance was entirely based on hate watching.
Yes. I don't know. There's something AstroTurf before we even get started about the reviews, which is really funny. If you go onto IMDb, in fact, I'm going to pull it up just for interest's sake.
Okay.
If you go down the list, every episode after episode 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're all 3.0, no matter how many reviews there are. And even today, with only 50, so all the other ones have 700, 600, 1,000 plus for one of them, and then 1,000 plus. And the number of reviews consistently goes down. That doesn't bode well for season 2. But the number.
Do you think that IMDb is artificially capping the review at 3 minimum?
Yeah, maybe.
That's such an arbitrary number.
But they all end at 3. And by the way, the name of these episodes, guys, are Family, Woman, and the Brains of the Operation. So in episode 9, after discovering her mother alive, Velma has 72 hours to get her mother's memory back so that she can reveal who the serial killer is.
I guess in those 72 hours, if Velma's mother becomes upset, then she won't be able to remember who the serial killer is.
If it sounds stupid
I don't
to you,
even remember what the fake medical explanation was.
Oh, no, she was hypnotized. She was hypnotized to not be able to remember. That's what came up in episode 10.
But what does that have to do with the fact that you can't upset her?
It doesn't matter, Mary, because right away in episode 9, they made sure you understand that health insurance is bad in America and that white guys are no longer supposed to, he's not a real doctor. You can't just be a white guy
with a clipboard and get away with it anymore.
The through line through all of this, as awful as every character is that there's 2 categories you don't want to be part of. You don't want to be a dude, and you don't want to be especially a white dude. They kind of fall back on those tropes in these episodes, and it's just tiring. It's just stupid.
So Velma, after being reunited with her mom, who supposedly was so important to her, then just starts lying to her about everything that's happened in the time since she was disappeared or kidnapped.
Yes.
And I had no idea, but I guess that was a span of only 2 years?
I thought it was much longer than
Why
that.
does Velma look like a little kid in the flashbacks?
That didn't make any sense to
me
either.
Only 2 years before, when she was 14 or so?
Yes.
I don't get that. And then she kind of treats her mother badly regardless of having to lie to her because, she opens the present that her mom left for her finally and then is visibly disappointed about it. She's rude to her unnecessarily. And
then in episode 10, you go on the journey and you finally figure out who the killer is. And I will say this, they both shocked and not shocked me at the same time.
Well, it was at the end of episode 9 that they gave you the big reveal. And not only that, but they didn't even allow you to wonder who it was until episode 10. The post-credit scene of episode 9 had her mom in the camera saying, "It's me." So you weren't even supposed to wonder who it was until the next episode.
The killer is, of course, Fred's mom, because making it Fred's dad would mean that the white guy would have been good at something, even if that good something was killing kids. So they make sure to point out very quickly that Fred's mom was actually the one who made the company that they own a $1 billion enterprise. Not her dad.
Because of her ruthless
useless
business mentality.
Her boss babe mentality.
Yes, she's such a boss bitch, and she's so competent that she had to make up for what idiots the men in her life were. She didn't marry for love. She married her husband to use him for his empire. And now she realizes that Fred isn't smart enough to run it for her when she's gone. So she decides to take up the plans of the late Dr. Perdue and switch Fred's brain out for Velma's. I suppose the explanation for this is that Velma is so smart and so competent compared to Fred that would make him competent enough to be the CEO of their company.
Well, also...
Which is insane because Velma has been an F-up the whole time.
But also because she would understand and appreciate just how much you can get away with in the body of a straight white male. That was a big part of it. That she is a South Asian woman who's been held back all of her 16 years on this planet would understand it's just fucking stupid. The show is so dumb. Okay, I'm done. It's so dumb.
Jeez.
It's so stupid. I
guess the idea is like if you put the brain of a minority female into a white man, then you'll be unstoppable.
The least they could have done is had Fred's dad switch brains with his wife. That would have been kind of interesting.
Yeah, that would have made a lot more sense as well.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how Fred's mom...
What if we found out afterwards that it was actually Fred's dad's brain in his mom's body?
How did Fred's mom even know Velma well enough to decide that she was the candidate for brain transference?
Don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. It doesn't matter.
This story was so fast-paced because they've distracted from the mystery solving. So many episodes were just feminist philosophy 101 instead of focusing on the story. So now they've packed all of the details into these last 2 episodes, and it ends up just not making any sense. I tried very hard to follow along, and it was... I don't know.
We do get one moment of slight reprieve in which Norville takes Velma to task for being an absolutely abhorrent human being because she is an absolutely abhorrent human being. And of course, it doesn't last because she's been ignoring his voicemails, his thousands of
for 2
VMs,
years.
And she finally has to listen to them through afterwards. But it doesn't matter because he still comes back and saves her at the end.
Well, when he did tell off Velma in episode 9, it was cathartic for a moment, and then I realized, oh, they're just setting it up so that he'll cuck once again in the next episode, which he did. And he came to save the day. Fred's mom shot the gun at Norville when he came down to the lair. And then he used the sword that his father welded him to deflect
a different one because the sword. Remember, Norville's dad is a white male, so him trying to make a sword made a really bad sword because he's a white male. He's a bad, defective person. He doesn't know how to weld.
Then I guess it was a different sword.
It's a different. It was probably made by a South Asian woman.
It deflected the bullet and then hit part of the cave that then toppled down over Fred's mom and killed her. And then you see Velma drenched in blood twerking while everyone else is puking and crying.
No, just Norville's puking because the guy has a weak stomach because women are stronger than men.
Oh, right.
Daphne is, I don't even remember what stupid
It's just like
Daphne
everyone else is in shock because they just watched somebody get smushed beneath a rock.
Yes.
And Velma is twerking while drenched in someone's blood.
Because this is the stupidest show in the history of the world. It is an absolute failure on every level creatively. If you want to know what the exact formula is, it's comment and then something that could be sincere, wait 0.5 seconds, followed by something snarky. That is every single freaking interaction between two characters. So character A says, I like popcorn, and character B says, I like popcorn too, except for I'm not an idiot. They have to add something snarky at the end of every sentence because Mindy Kaling and the people that wrote this have the education, humor, and script writing of children.
I I really resented the joke that where Velma descended from being the valedictorian of her class 2 years ago and failed upwards to a future TV writer.
Yes.
Like, why is this show
Nobody
made for
finds-
like the 15 people who wrote and produced it? I just don't understand. And then in episode 10, at the point which Velma pretends to join in on Fred's mother's plan, I actually thought that she was serious because she's that bad of a person that she was going to sacrifice Fred's life to, you know, be a boss babe. So then she goes on this rant about how privileged and entitled Fred is for being a white man, and then he gets so angry that he's able to break his restraints and save the day.
The power of white fragility got him out of his bonds.
Yeah, you wouldn't have expected that. Oh, and one of the worst parts of episode 10 also is when Velma is crawling over the wall into the property of Fred's family, and then she says that she broke out of her hallucinations back when Norville said that he liked her because it made her feel cared about, like she deserves as the boss babe that she is.
Not that she should ever have to return those feelings. She should not have to reciprocate them to anyone. You should just shower this disgustingly self-centered and entitled prick with all the love and affection you can, while she gives you nothing in return because feminism has destroyed the fabric of American society. Fuck this show.
Damn. Okay. I mean, it's not that serious. I think
No, fuck this show.
watching this show, like as a whole experience, what would you say you learned?
I learned that for the most part, even your anger can be desensitized over a period of time. As annoyed as I am right now, it was more annoying to watch the earlier episodes, right? And then it would be cathartic later. Now I watch it and you're just like a prisoner of war watching a bunch of military propaganda from a foreign government, except for it's not working. I'm not watching it and enjoying. I'm not watching it and falling for it. I'm just numb to it.
Okay. For me, I didn't really get angry at the show the whole time. I just knew what we were getting into, so I wasn't like shocked or anything. I guess what is surprising is that it ranked second on HBO Max, like the whole platform, second only to The Last of Us.
We've seen
solely
no
because of the
numbers.
power of hate watching.
We've seen no numbers. For all we know, they're making that. For the first 2 episodes, maybe. I don't buy for a second that has continued. When The
Okay.
Last of Us ratings went up, they talk about it. They're like, episode 4 has higher ratings than episode 3. They're not talking about that with Velma.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure that the viewership is sinking for Velma episode by episode.
It's
But what
cratered.
I'm saying is
I bet.
like it's whatever like measure of popularity it did reach was due to hate watching and the negative press around it. And I can tell that in the future they're going to continue this strategy. It's just bad PR for the sake of bad PR.
Bolstered by the fact that they don't really have to make shows with the plan for longevity anymore.
They even made a
Everything
joke
can be-
about a self-aware joke about that, how you have to like, if you're making a low quality TV show, then you resign yourself to your fate and don't look backwards. Like they know what they're doing.
And at the end of the show, Fred has bought the mystery.
This is their sorry excuse for a backstory, by the way. Fred's parents' company, their logo is what gets painted on the mystery machine.
Yeah.
That is, you know, that's what solidifies this as the prequel to Mystery Inc. Horrible idea.
It's not good. You shouldn't watch
Also,
it.
they all hate each other at the end.
Yes. They give Velma actually that was the only they called her something else. It was like something dorkly.
Vermin Dorkly.
That was funny. I anytime Velma gets humiliated, I'm on board because she's such an awful character.
I do like the theory that Mindy Kaling is actually just like a total alt-right, red-pilled, like anti-woke activist who's using this show to radicalize people against woke Hollywood. But the sad reality is that this was just her pathetic self-insert, and it didn't go well for
What
her.
Hollywood will do now is every time they want to drum up publicity, they will just threaten to make their next show run by Mindy Kaling. They're gonna start rumors.
We're
that
in a
say, like,
hostage situation now.
They're gonna start rumors. They're gonna be like, oh my God, new Gears of War television show. Mindy Kaling in talks to direct, and then everyone will get angry, and that's what it is. That's what Hollywood is now. They don't care about making you happy. They don't care about bringing you joy. They don't even care about entertaining you, because a decade ago, some eggheads in the statistics department of Facebook realized that engagement was bolstered far more through anger than any other emotion, and that is the fate we as watchers of entertainment have resigned ourselves to for the rest of our lives.
And we're going to be talking about that some more on the show later today. But for now, I just want to thank you guys for watching our reviews of Velma so far. It was not an easy task to complete, but we did it for you.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.